we just engage on what you're talking about media freedom and the pace of the comments by the Cabinet Secretary.
Yes.
And Senator, do you see a problem in that? Of course, we know Moses Kuria and the kind of politics he likes to play, but how much is enough?
First of all, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
The point that I think we are dealing with is, the way I look at it, is not on what the Americans would call the First Amendment issue. It's not about discussing democracy.
Rights, basic rights,
the ability of anybody to say anything, so long as it doesn't injure somebody else or another institution. But what I'm very, very uncomfortable about is that it's not what Moses Kuria said. No, that is not what is worrying me, even though it's an issue that I think we need to look at, because at some point, if you have a CS in the government and he decides to pick a fight with the media, what happens when there is a transition from that criticism being purely words to that criticism then metastasizing into with, like it has happened in the US. You have now media people being threatened. You have, historically that the media houses have been targeted because of either issues of democracy, human rights, and whatever. So my very sincere and honest observation is that, to me, Moses Kuria is a very, very good friend of mine. I've been in parliament with him. But he must carry himself with a certain level of decorum and a certain level of respect. And the reason for that, when I look at it, is that even when he may be saying certain things which may not be very good things or very positive things about what is happening in government right now. Right. What is the fight about, Sami? The fight is that there is a scandal coming up about oil. The CS decided to get very upset, and he threw out epithets and is attacking the media that is investigating that scandal if it is there. My feeling is, yes, Moses works in the KK government. Yes, he has a right to say whatever he wants. But I think that his position as a CS in government comes with a certain responsibility on what he must say, when to say it, and most probably how to say it. Right. I think for me, when he says certain things and for what reason, and especially the fact that the media is, the nation is actually investigating this corruption scandal, I find it unconscionable and unacceptable. I think he would have said to the media, yes, you brought up this matter. I would like to make a request to yourselves that please make sure you get your facts, make sure you present them, and make sure you have a watertight case. Because if that is not true and you are mentioning my name, you know the consequences in terms of legally what I can do if you defame me or if you spoil my name over the same. I think for me, I mean, I'm a senator from Kisii County. There are certain things I'll say here, Sami, and there are some things I can't. Right. For the simple reason that we are leaders now, and there is a public expectation on what we can say, even when democracy allows us, even when I may disagree on, or I may not have any direct inkling, like or dislike. I'm using that to make my point about the LGBTQ. The point I have is when somebody decides to take that thought about this somebody's sexual suasion and decides to say that, in fact, if I had an opportunity, you can even kill them and shoot them dead, then that for me takes a different dimension. But if you're going to criticize somebody for him having his sexual engagement whichever way he wants, so long as it doesn't infringe on my rights, which are religious, which are legal, then really it's none of my business.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think, because there's a story on the Standard saying that will the president bring him to order? Is there anything for the president to react, especially in the perception of the government, or rather of the people on the administration?
You would make an assumption that whoever that has raised this story here is trying to kind of bring it out to the president that your troops most probably ending up with, you know, the epithets that the CS is throwing around, where it's a matter that is coming to the public, and how the public is going to react to it, I think for me is critically important.
Right.
And some people in politics right now would make an assumption that the president would call C.S. Moses and tell him, please stop saying such things or attacking the media and whatnot. But what if this is something that the president wanted to be said?